Mike, you're on the air in Greenville, South Carolina.
Hey, Howard, how are y'all doing this morning?
I know.
Hey, I love all you guys. And Fred, please do some more Benji and Scott DePace impressions. They just crack me up down here in the South. It's got that good Southern drawl. just wanted to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl and Artie's thoughts also, since he's a big football
I'm not even
fan.
going to watch the Super Bowl. I've already decided.
Really?
You care?
I don't care. And it's like, I haven't watched football all season, and I'm way into chess, so I'd rather play a game of chess if I have some free time.
You can't play chess and watch the football game.
No
You don't
way.
multitask like that?
I don't even let Beth in the room when I'm playing chess. It annoys me. Yeah, because I say, Beth, I can't concentrate when you're in the room. I got to have complete silence. I'm not that good. I got to really think. And there's a clock running when you play. You know, you only have a certain amount of time.
By the way, I was reading an article on Heath Ledger. He was a chess champion, like a really good chess player.
Yeah, he started young, and I believe he played on the ICC where I play.
Really?
Yeah,
You might have played him a game.
I doubt it. He was probably a lot higher rated than I
Yeah,
was.
I was surprised to read that.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I'm rooting big time for the Steelers now, especially because the kid from Union. I got
Talking about Darnell Stapleton.
Yeah, I got a hometown. It'll be the second time someone from my hometown would get a Super Bowl ring. This guy Larry Cuban was on the '82 Redskins. And so I'm rooting for the Steelers. I think the Steelers should cover, too, man. I mean, I think it's a touchdown, 6 or 7 points. And
I'm rooting for the Steelers, too.
yeah.
But you're not going to watch, so.
Yeah, I'm going to root for them psychically.
You won't be like all of America, Howard.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. How could I not watch the Super Bowl? I have to watch just so I can comment on the fucking commercials.
You got to see the halftime and the commercials.
The
Yeah,
NFL really got dealt a blow by Phoenix getting in because they were 9-7,
and nobody cares about them.
You know, they won a division at 9-7, but still they're 9-7. They're an exciting team, but you know.
This is sort of a Cinderella story, though. They could make something out of it. Would have been worse.
Kurt Warner is an older guy trying to get another ring.
He might get his third Super Bowl. But I was going to say, Howard, I know you want to play chess, but you can't play chess all day and then at 6:22 watch the
We'll
Super Bowl?
see. We'll see. Maybe I will watch.
Especially since your wife is so invested in it, you know, because she's such a Pittsburgh fan.
She's invested in me.
If you told her you didn't want to watch Super Bowl, would she not watch it?
No, she'd watch it on her own.
It is. It's on so late, though.
That's the problem with the game.
I'm having a Super Bowl party, and I told everybody they have to leave after Bruce performs. I'm serious.
Yeah, well, then why would I go?
That's what it is with us.
But why would I go to your Super Bowl party if I have to leave in the middle of the game?
Yeah, because it's just my neighbors that live across the street.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't invite anybody from far away.
Gary's got the home theater experience now, so he's like now inviting everyone over.
Yeah, like every minute.
Yeah.
I saw your man cave.
No, I got a theater.
How many seats are in the theater?
8 seats and 3 stools.
You got to sit on the stool for the Super Bowl?
No, you can do whatever you want.
There's a stool in the theater? Never heard of that.
It's 2 rows.
Yeah.
You know, it goes up, and then the back row, there's like a bar, like a piece of granite, and there's stools. They're very comfortable stools. I
Why
sat
is there
in
a bar in a home theater?
It's not a bar. It's like a
ledge?
Yeah,
Why
like
don't you put a couch or something on the back?
Because I built the one I wanted, not the one you want.
No, but isn't it more comfortable? Don't get defensive.
I'm saying there's 8 seats. That's what I wanted.
The whole excitement of a home theater is that you're in a comfortable chair.
Right, but you can also sit back there and you can have drinks and you can eat, and, you know, that's the experience that I wanted.
Wow, that's a fucked up experience, dude.
Well, because it's not yours.
No, it's
How
not
could
a
it be any
theater.
good?
It's
So
not
wait
a
a minute.
theater.
You have
of course
theater?
it's a fucking theater.
You want to eat? Go in your kitchen.
Right,
And
that's what you would do because you, God
Or
forbid,
eat in
anybody
the chair.
spill a crumb.
Or like, no, eat in the chair in a nice,
Howard,
comfortable
Howard,
couch.
Howard.
So dumb.
Exactly.
It's goddamn stupid.
Why do you care what's in his
Exactly.
It's stupid.
No, because it's not what
stop
you
it.
think.
It's stupid.
Exactly.
Listen to this, Artie. He put a fucking slab of granite. This is so Baba Booey. He put stools and a slab of granite in his theater.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Yeah,
You'll
it
never
is.
find another one like it.
Because no one would do that.
Of course
Even the
the
fucking
people would
theater
do
guy
it.
probably was like, look at this asshole.
Actually, the theater guy thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
went to a movie theater where there
Yeah.
were stools and high chairs like in a bar.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. I wouldn't go there.
They serve food.
Well, then
If I had
fuck
to
you,
sit-
you're not invited.
If I had to sit in a stool, I wouldn't sit there.
Well, then you'd
Who
have to
chooses
sit
to
at one
sit
of the
for
tables.
hours on a stool in a movie
First of
theater?
all, it's incredibly comfortable. The stools, they're not
Is there a
they're
back on them?
high back leather chairs. I sat in them for the other week, and they're very comfortable.
You sat, instead of sitting in the comfortable chair, you
Well,
sat
because
in
I had
the
a bunch
stool.
of people over. This is the whole thing. This is another one of
So you couldn't even get the good chair.
My wife is like, well, we invited people over. I'm like, fuck them. Let them sit in
Now
the
listen,
stool.
I'll tell you why I'm right and he's
All
wrong.
right, now you are right.
Yeah,
But it was
I'm
fine.
so
Gary
agree with
goes,
you then.
shit, I want to sit in my comfortable chair. And his wife goes, no, and rightly so. She goes, Our guests should get the comfortable chair. You sit in the shitty chair.
Right.
But
why should there be a shitty chair?
But you didn't ask the end of the story. You didn't ask the end of the
What's
story.
the end of the story?
It turned out it was very comfortable.
Yeah.
But you
why?
weren't sure.
Now I know.
Yeah. All right, so from now on, in your theater, even when it's empty, I want you to sit in the stool.
Do you think people in the audience are annoyed that we're comparing our home theater?
No, I'm not comparing any home. I'm saying you put in a home theater, and you put in stools. That's stupid.
But
I gotta
only
say,
put in stools.
At first, I didn't think it was that big, but I would be bummed if I had the stool.
Absolutely.
But
now
especially
that
for Super Bowl?
Howard says that he doesn't want to sit in the
you guys,
stool.
here's the
He
guys.
put it in his
You're
theater.
missing the point. You're all missing. Here's the point.
I guarantee you he rips out those stools and puts in a couch.
Here's the point.
Imagine a nice.
You
know
want
when
to just fucking talk?
You know when we go to screening rooms?
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough a couple of times to be asked by movie studios to see a movie ahead of time because they wanted us to, they were a sponsor or whatever.
That Sony one where we saw the first Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you go over to Sony, or even better, it was Paramount had one. We'd go in the building, and then you'd have these incredibly comfortable leather couches
Yes, it
and
was
chairs.
great.
And you'd have
That's what
phones
I have.
by 'em.
Unbelievably comfortable leather chairs. Unbelievably comfortable.
Yeah.
But you can't sit in
That
them.
go all the way
You have
back.
company.
Of course I could sit in
Your
it.
You
neighbor's
have
sitting
company,
them.
you can't.
Dude,
On
it's
Super Bowl,
rare.
where are you going to be sitting?
It's rare.
You're going to be in a
He's
stool.
gonna
Everybody's going to be
stool.
moving around, actually.
Okay.
Everybody's going to be moving around.
I wouldn't.
But I
I'd grab
also-
my good chair.
I
But
also
nobody's
don't
gonna-
understand why you have a man cave. That's where you're supposed to watch Super Bowl. No, you're watching it in the theater.
Yeah, that would be dumb to watch it on a 130-inch screen, Robin. I agree.
No, I think it's great, but I just think the chair thing is
Well,
dumb.
everybody's got a fucking
Man
opinion.
cave
I'd watch
is
it in
where
the theater.
you play pool
It's
and
gonna-
you watch the
Robin.
game
Well,
and you watch
It's going to be on in every room.
I'm just
Watch it wherever
telling
the
you.
fuck you want, except for you. Don't come to my fucking house.
Gary, I'm just saying. I guarantee that in the future, you rip that out.
You're
and put
wrong.
a couch in.
You're wrong. We
Okay.
love it. We've been there. We love it. We put some food up there. People go back and
Well,
have
then
food.
you sit in that. You sit at that little marble.
I haven't.
table.
It's not, and it's fine.
But I don't want you sitting in the comfortable chairs.
Ever.
anymore.
I could do it.
No.
Because
From now
you
on,
put
sit in the
stools
stool.
in.
It's a rarity that it's full.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So you're sitting in the stools for Super Bowl.
I don't know where I'm throwing a party, so I'll be moving all around. I'll
How
be in
many
the man
chairs
cave.
are there?
8.
8. Okay.
There's 8 chairs, but he could have 12 chairs.
Yeah.
Instead, he put in a
I don't know that I actually
a fucking place for him to eat.
I actually don't know that we could have.
You know
fit.
what? I'm
You
looking
can't
at you.
eat in a
Again,
chair?
nobody listens. I don't know that we could have fit it all the way back
Another place
there.
to eat is not necessary.
Yeah. I mean, how many places does he need to feed?
Well, it's not all about me, believe it or not. Sometimes you want to entertain people.
Judging by the size of you, it's about you. Food is getting very important in your life.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about watching the game in luxury. Have any of you guys in the studio ever been to an actual Super Bowl?
Marty has.
Marty went to the Super Bowl.
And it is I'll tell you, I think Howard's in agreement with me here.
It sounds like a nightmare.
I went to Miami. I was younger. I bet on the game. I was in Miami, South Beach all week going to parties. That was a blast. I went to the game. I had decent seats, but when I got back, I said, fuck it, I'm never doing this again. I'd rather watch it on TV. I went once.
The idea, first of all, for someone in New York to get on a plane. First of all, getting on a plane now is such shit. The airlines are barely ever on time. Yeah. You get there, you stand around and wait through delays. By the time you get down to the goddamn Super Bowl, you check into a hotel, and the hotels are so noisy because every maniac has to scream during the Super Bowl and like even gets revved up.
And the whole idea that everybody has to be having a good time, so everybody's going to be drunk and crazy.
And then chances are, it's like the American Idol people. It's all American Idol people who stand online all day. They're out there, and then you get to them to the Super. Then you get to the hotel. People are screaming.
Yeah.
You can't get a good night's sleep. Then you finally get to the game and you can't see anything anyway.
I agree with you. It was one of those things in my life where timing could not have been more perfect. It was January of '99. I had just finished shooting a movie in L.A., a lot of work, and I had just gotten paid. And the producers said, look, we got tickets to the game and we can get your room at the Delano and a spot by the pool. So instead of flying right to New York, I made a pit stop in Miami and stayed for a week and went to the game. And it was Falcons, Broncos. I could care less about it, but I got to a Super Bowl. And even though it was convenient in my life work-wise because I had some time off coming up, I still was like, when I was sitting there, I'd rather be at home while I was sitting at the game. Besides the first kickoff, there's a lot of excitement. I would rather watch it at home.
And you had the best possible way of going.
I got everything. I got everything for free.
Well, Beth's. We bought tickets for Beth's father and brother because they're from Pittsburgh and they're going to go. And So then Bubba called me up and said that he wants to put them up in a hotel. Bubba's got some hotels down in Florida where he's got rooms all for the Super Bowl. So I
What
said,
did he do? Like, broker some rooms?
I don't know what Bubba's up to, but he was hell-bent on saying to Beth, listen, I want your father and brother to stay at these rooms I have, and I'm paying for it. And I said, Bubba, I wrote him a letter. I said, Bubba, you don't have to do that. I said, he goes, listen, I'm grateful. You guys have always been good to me. I want to do this for your father-in-law and your brother-in-law. So I said, absolutely not. I said, so Beth wrote him and said, I tell you what, Bubba, we'll use your rooms, but we insist on paying for them. So now Bubba and Beth are writing back and forth, and now it's down to Bubba refuses to let Beth pay.
Right.
So I said, look, if it's that important to Bubba, I don't want to insult him. Use
Let
the
him
rooms.
do it, yeah.
So now that's happening, and
But what's he doing with hotel rooms? Is he in business?
He probably bought them and he's selling them at a premium.
Yeah.
No, he's not doing that. No. He got them for friends and people who are coming because he lives down there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's got to connect. There's that one beautiful place we stayed for his wedding.
If he's down to brokering rooms in hotels, he's in big trouble.
Well,
he shouldn't be building a 14,000 square foot house.
They did a big story. A coach got nailed a couple of years ago for scalping his Super Bowl tickets.
No, he's not doing anything.
They said that every player who's in the game, right, can buy 15 tickets, and every player in the NFL can buy a pair of tickets. And they said that that players are still scalping the tickets.
Yeah, well, anyway, Bubba's not up to that.
Right.
But what he's doing is that I guess for friends and family, he's making sure they have a place to stay.
I guess he must have anticipated this and got good deals early on.
That's what he did.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the ridiculous part of it. I mean, it's the ticket prices. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl, but after talking to Artie, it doesn't sound like it's that great of an experience.
No, but it's real important to my father-in-law, and he's gonna. Fuck it, who cares?
It'd probably matter more if a team was playing that you cared about.
He's Bubba and my father-in-law are really going to hit it off.
Yeah,
they're almost the same guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's built like my father-in-law is like a big husky guy. He's an ex-football player, and Bubba's like a big husky guy. And
husky is the word for Bubba.
Yeah, and my father-in-law likes to have a good time.
Bubba certainly does that. Yeah,
I could see those two becoming very fast friends.
Hey, can I tell you something that's going on when you talk about how bad the airlines are these days?
Yeah.
They have started, Howard, to charge for everything. Yeah. Every little thing now they charge for.
Even for luggage if you check luggage in.
Some places charge for the second bag. Some places started charging for the first bag. But I fly JetBlue all the time. I just it's quick and easy to Las Vegas and everything. I like to sit in the first 8 rows because I want to get off the plane as quick as I can.
Right.
$20 extra to sit in the first 8 rows.
Wow.
Just, they just charge you extra. Then I wanted
talking about a regular coach.
Yeah, well, it's all
coach in JetBlue.
Emergency row, a little bit more legroom, $20. They just charge. They keep charging you for seats.
Any little thing. Yeah.
Every little thing.
Well, they're losing money, I guess. I
know, because I would always ask for the bulkhead.
Right, and that'll cost you money.
That'll cost you $20 extra now. People were telling me that I went out to the Consumer Electronics Show, and they said that some airlines they flew, each bag was $25.
Right.
So you buy the ticket, then it's $50 to bring your bags on.
Well, in a way, maybe it's like everything else. It's just everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
The airlines have been going to hell for years, apparently.
They've been in trouble since 9/11.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to figure out how to make an extra buck. Crazy. Glenn, you're on the air.
Good morning. I just wanted to commend you for your interview with the Steelers player yesterday. I'm not a football fan, and excuse me, I was worried it was going to be boring, but you are an amazing interviewer, and I really enjoyed it.
No, thank you. No, don't worry. I'll never interview a football player and make it boring because I don't know anything about football.
I was going to say, you'll never hear a football fan interview here.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a cliche interview.
It's not going to be, sports talk.
Right.
So, Darnell, what do you think about the chances of the game?
And when you're covering so-and-so.
Yeah, well, we wish you a lot of luck, pal. Get any predictions?
He was a laid-back guy, too.
Yeah. He was a good guy. I like Darnell.
He really was. He really was. And I love all of you guys, and I look forward to another 5-year contract after this one.
Well, good luck to you with that contract.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You never know, All right, thanks, Glenn. All right, hey, Matt. Hey, what's happening in Philadelphia?
Yo, Howard.
Hey, Matt.
Did you miss a couple of your therapy sessions? Or
no, I was in therapy.
Meditating lately?
I was in therapy yesterday, and I meditated this morning.
But why is he asking?
All over Gary. There's nothing wrong with Gary's setup.
Yeah,
Give him
it's
a
just,
break. I'm all about. I love when you rip on Gary, but man, you're like violently angry at him.
I'm not angry. It's just he always does things wrong.
Well, when Howard explained, said that, I was on your side. But then when Gary said he was upset in his own home because he couldn't sit in one of the comfortable seats, I was like, well, then Howard's right.
Yeah, you see, Matt, I know what you're saying, but Gary won't be honest about it. But you have to really listen carefully.
I am honest about it. I designed it and I enjoy it.
You have to really listen. Of course you designed it, but you did the wrong thing. You have to really listen to Gary, and Robin hit it on the head. As soon as I start, sort of tweaking him.
Yeah, probing him.
He goes, yeah, and the other day, we had a lot of people over, and Mary said I had to be a gentleman and take the back seats. And I was upset. Now,
actually, he said, fuck them. Let them sit in the uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so, Matt, am I really wrong? I mean, okay.
What happened, Howard? What happened? What's the
You said the seat wasn't so bad, but
the seat was actually very comfortable.
But you still don't prefer it.
You still are going to, I know when the theater's empty, you're going to sit in the good seats. I know it, Gary, and admit it.
So what's wrong? I don't understand your point. What's wrong with that? It's.
My point is that you should have put in 12 great seats.
Stop talking. 98% of the time, I'll sit in the seat that I like, and 2% of the time...
Why should you be 100% of the time?
Why should there be any seats you don't like in your theater?
You know what? It turns out I don't not like any of them.
No. I guarantee you, as soon as you go in there and it's empty, you're going to sit in the good seat.
You're never going to watch a whole movie on the stool when you're alone.
Admit it. You fucked it up.
You're never going to watch any part of the movie on a stool when you're alone.
I'm not admitting that. I like what I have.
No, you don't.
He's going to like it now just to spite us.
No, he's going to change it.
Robin, I'm long past fighting you.
And I like that Gary, the guy who paid for the theater, has to give up his good seat.
Right.
Probably the kids get the good seats. The kids aren't comfortable in those horrible stools back there, Gary. Do you mind sitting on the horrible stool?
I have a very similar setup, but I guess it's kind of like an onion. As you peel the top couple layers off here and get deeper into the story, it does seem like it's yet another example of Gary getting kind of shut out in the cold. And
yeah. I mean, think about it. It's hysterical.
The setup in and of itself is kind of neat. I like it because I have a bar, plus I have a little theater going, but yeah, I've never been shut out or...
Right.
Yeah, you've never had to give up your comfortable seat.
Right. And you know what? Put the bar outside the theater.
Listen to him laugh.
Matt, if I had a home theater like Gary, what I would do is I'd put a little bar... Outside. That's where you'd want to drink and eat. And then I'd, for a movie... You mean Gary can't get through a movie for 2 hours without having a full meal at his table? I mean, what the fuck is that? You know what? Go upstairs and eat a meal.
Listen, a real comfortable chair. You could take something.
Yeah, you could take a drink
and you have a little, as Howard said, a little kitchenette kind of thing right outside the theater where you have your stuff, so you don't have to go upstairs or something.
Gary needs a big counter so he can eat. God knows what he's eating down
there. He needs to lean over the food.
More antipasti. More antipasto. I'm going to put a whole kitchen in my theater. Well, then it's not a theater, it's a fucking kitchen he's got in there.
I see Lisa G lingering outside his office waiting for a comment.
Right. It's the craziest theater I ever heard of. Yeah, Wolf, I got 3 nice uncomfortable chairs, which Mary makes me sitting when the company comes. But Gary, you could have had a nice comfortable chair for yourself. Oh, it's not that bad. And plus, I got a big counter so I can eat. I go,
yeah, what are you eating?
What are you eating? It's a 2-hour film. That's at the most. What is he eating in there?
Yeah, you're going to have a meal?
You know what?
What do you eat in there?
Laughing to even talk, I don't eat in there. It's for events just like the Super Bowl party, in the sense that people might want to bring food down and drinks and sit down in there, and they don't want to eat on their lap. And that's exactly what it's for. And you know what? I stand behind it.
All right. Well, you will be standing.
You'll stand right at
He'll be at that counter.
At the counter. You probably won't even get a stool that day.
Maybe you can make a couch out of the counter. Put nice some pillows on there.
Again, I bet they're really comfortable stools, but I mean, if you really got me full of truth serum, if I had the stool, I'd be disappointed.
Right. Imagine you go over to Gary's house now. Let's say he has 12 guys over to watch the game.
Right.
3 of you got to sit. At least 4 of you got to sit in stools.
Well, now you're sitting there thinking, I got to get downstairs and get a chair.
Yeah, like everybody's making a mad rush to the theater.
I got a better idea. Don't come.
No, but do you realize what you set up down there? It's like everyone's like, oh, shit, I'm in a stool.
It's like going to the
Like, let's say
theater, I gotta
Artie's
get a good
there,
seat.
and Artie's like, oh, fuck. Every other person's sitting on a nice, comfortable couch chair, and I'm in a stool.
Damn, I was late and I got a stool.
And
Why
when
would
you
you
look
set
like,
that up?
when you're shaped like me nowadays, that ain't no fun.
And then all of a sudden, Gary's in the awkward thing, like, Artie, wait, let me go talk to my neighbor. Maybe I can get him out of that chair, and you can switch chairs. I mean, it's like a nightmare when
I
you
don't
go.
invite you assholes anywhere near my neighbors.
now Gary's an usher. Excuse me.
Let me go see if I can't arrange for you to get a more comfortable chair, Artie, because of your large son.
$20, you can sit on the couch.
Excuse me, my
Nightmare.
coworker is obese.
Yeah. Would you mind? Artie is more important in my life than you, and would you mind sitting in the shitty stool?
Artie's
And don't
having,
worry, you'll be closer to the big food over there.
Artie's having trouble breathing.
He knows I'm right, too, and it's killing him.
He's not going to admit it, though.
No. You just rip it out and just admit it. Just once.
You can't believe the pain I'm feeling, how it's
Yeah,
killing
of course.
He ain't ripping that out. No way.
Oh, no.
Oh, excuse me, you can sit here until Artie arrives. And then when Artie comes, you're going to have to move to the stools. But don't worry, you'll be closer to all the food.
Artie probably won't stay all night anyway, and you can have the couch back.
Now he's got to put up a reserve section for people he really needs to have the stools.
We talk every day. We talk about when there's no guests on the schedule, where will the wheel land?
Yeah.
And I
landed on you.
Landed on your stool.
Last night, I'm looking at the schedule. I go, no people. God Almighty, who's getting fucked?
Let's take a poll, okay? Who agrees with me? I really want everyone to be honest. And, you know, I really do. Artie, you said now that you thought
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Don't you think you should at least see it?
No, you told us. You told us that the chair. That's right. That's number one. And number two, you told us that the chair was somewhat lesser than the couch chairs. You said
somewhat lesser.
Okay, fine. Why should you have somewhat lesser, Artie? Do you agree with me on any level?
Listen to me. And I'm going to be dead honest with you. At first, when you were giving Gary shit, I was like, you're being harsh on him. But when Gary said 3 stools, my mind went to, that sounds awful.
Right.
To sit on a stool to watch a movie or a game.
All right.
I mean, I'm
That's
being dead
one.
honest with you.
That's one vote.
I would be disappointed in the stool,
Thank
so
you.
I'd say I have to agree with you.
All right, so that's one vote.
Gary admitted he would be disappointed in the stool.
All right, Robin,
Yes.
I want you to be honest.
All right.
What do you think?
Gary convinced me that you were right.
Okay.
When he said, I was upset because the neighbors were coming and I had to sit on a stool.
Fine. Fred.
That is a very compelling argument, and I'm going with Robin on that.
All right. Is there anyone, Benji or anyone, who wants to step forward and defend Gary's decision? No one ever heard of it.
I didn't even hear a
I don't
footstep.
see anybody stepping forward.
I didn't hear one footstep.
right here.
You closed the voting before you can even have it.
I don't know who else would step.
Of
Okay,
course.
let's wait.
Well, I did want to say.
Yeah.
Even if it offends me.
For Howard's argument, could you have the bar and still have comfortable chairs?
No. I do have a bar and comfortable chairs.
Could you have more comfortable?
No, I didn't have enough room to do everything.
No, you can't do everything. You got to make a decision. First of all, there's no home theater. I bet you his is the only home theater in the country that has that.
I don't think I've
Then
ever
to
seen...
have both, I would agree with Gary.
What?
No.
I think it's worth having the bar in the room.
Okay.
I mean, you have to see the you have to see the
Benji.
setup.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, because he doesn't agree with you.
I'm so tired of you.
Because he doesn't agree with you. But you hate anybody that doesn't agree with
he
you.
wants to be different. He knows I'm right.
He had a genuine opinion.
No, he's a douchebag.
Benji, which chair do you want to sit in when you go to Gary's?
I wouldn't include him whether he agreed with you or me.
But
I just don't include him in anything.
Because he didn't agree with you. He's a horrible human being.
Even his analysis is dumb.
Benji, where do you want to sit in the theater?
Definitely.
I want to sit at the bar. Go ahead, Benji. Say it, you
if
retard.
I'm eating...
No. Where do you want to sit to watch a movie?
Definitely a comfortable chair.
Thank you.
Okay, good. That's what's done in the theater. You watch movies. You don't eat. You can eat in your chair and have a little popcorn.
There's 100 places to eat in a house.
Yeah, the idea is to sit in this really amazing, comfortable chair. Benji, you're not even agreeing with yourself. Get the fuck out of here for once. Asshole.
It's like
How
you're
old are you?
at the party,
Asshole.
and you have to
You're
send
just an
someone to
asshole.
another room.
You got to hear this fucking idiot. This Benji, he was on the wrap-up show. I forgot to play this.
The wheel is moving.
Goddamn douchebag. Don't worry, I'll get back on you.
Aren't you glad?
I'm going to get back on you in a minute. I invited Benji to dinner. The wheel just spun. I invited Benji to dinner.
It passed right over me.
And I told you he was a half hour late.
Yes.
That fucking asshole. And I go, why are you late? So they got him on the wrap-up show, and Benji explains why he's late on the wrap-up show. And really, this is just mind-blowing. Let me see if I can find it, first of all. Here it is. Why Benji showed up a half hour late for dinner.
Howard said, you're sort of on the fringe of the Fab Five, or whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't you take great pains to make sure that you're there earlier? Because you don't have that far to travel either.
Well, Howard had said it's at 7 p.m., and I thought about saying to him in advance, hey, do you mind if I get there like a half hour late?
But why?
To me, maybe, because I like Howard so much and like you guys so much, I just look at it as a casual dinner with friends. And when I'm
Did
going
you
out
really look at it as a I mean, I wasn't nervous about dinner, but I know, like, Howard's putting this on. You know he's so precise about these things. You know that he hates lateness. You know that he wants everybody, he's mentioned to us several times, make sure you're dressed right. You know, he's very precise about these things. He wants it to run a certain way, and you're aware of that. Now, I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but I'm saying you're aware of it.
See, I always think of if like there's a dinner more than like 4 people, you can be within like a half hour or so. Like that's
based on what?
I just think that I don't know.
But you just made that up.
Yeah, it's not in Miss Emily Post.
But I never heard that from any like no. So like if it's more than if we're having 8 people at dinner, then you can be a half hour late.
Yeah.
First of all,
If there are 3, he has to come on time.
It's so retarded on so many levels. He goes, I was thinking of asking Howard if I could come at 7:30, and Gary goes, well, why?
Yeah.
And there's no reason why, just to be late.
Well, he actually had a reason.
I made dinner at 7 o'clock, and quite frankly, it's one thing if you have a dinner in your home and you're having a cocktail hour. This is a restaurant. People get there, they're
you
hungry.
make a reservation. The table is reserved for you for a certain amount of time.
I don't want to sit there and wait a half hour to order my food. I want to eat. And why would you be late anyway? Like,
what is his reason for needing another
Benji,
half hour?
If I had said dinner at 7:30, then he would have said, "Well, I'll come at 8."
I have to come at 8.
I'll come at 8. What if I said midnight? He'd say, "I'll be there at 12:30."
I'll be there next week.
But were you busy
Retarded.
doing something before the dinner?
No, he wasn't busy with anything. What is he busy with? He has nothing going on in his life.
Howard, he didn't start and get ready, if I'm not mistaken, until 6:15.
Yeah.
Which means he was planning to be late.
I was getting out of the shower and dressed and into a cab around that time.
Yeah, I mean, and like, so Fred's rushing. Everyone's rushing to be on time because that's when we're eating. I was so pissed. I was just like sitting there going, listening to this shit. And I'm like, and then he says, well, there's a rule. If there's more than 4 people, you can show up within a half hour. And I'm like, well,
it's his rule, Benji's rule.
It's the Benji rule. Benji doesn't get invited anywhere.
And Benji doesn't tell anybody his rules.
So and then even like with the
you could have
Gary
told him
thing.
then the dinner was at 6:30.
Even with the Gary thing, he goes, yeah, I would like to sit in a comfortable chair, but I agree with Gary. It's just, everything's dumb.
It's contrary.
It's contrary. I knew it.
He's Mr. Contrary.
I knew he'd have to find a way to be contrary.
He's the contrarian.
He's got to be the one who steps out.
You'd be so much more interesting if you gave a real opinion. Your mic's off. Shut the fuck up. I hate you.
I
don't like you.
I'm a
I
libertarian.
don't like you, Benji.
Fine. You don't
I
like
respect you for your talent, but I don't.
I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, he's a libertarian.
Dude,
No, you're an
And then he can't give his age.
I'm a vegetarian.
what's your fucking problem?
My fucking problem is you.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
You had
You're my problem.
these kind of problems before I was around.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Why
my
are you so
God.
upset?
If Benji told me he was at home working on a cure for cancer, maybe that'd be a legitimate
Right,
excuse.
yeah.
If he was just on the
No,
verge of
not
the
cancer. I don't want to do cancer cure.
Yeah, right. I want
Just
to
as I
find.
was leaving, I got a brainstorm and I had to write it down because it's
but-
going to change the
But
world.
Benji would be inventing.
I'm making a magazine of women who have scoliosis.
You'd be inventing a way to give people cancer. I mean, really, what is your problem, dude? Ay, ay, ay.
I was
Guy's so
seated,
disturbing.
I was seated by 7:20.
7:20 is too late. We were waiting forever for you. That's all
almost
I
like
can
Benji, I will tell you this.
Yeah,
I'm not
time.
kidding. At 7:15, Howard turned to me and he goes, "Where the fuck is he?" I mean,
and I said, I will never invite him to another thing
say
again.
that.
I won't. I won't.
right.
I will not invite you.
Dude, that's
You proved it to me. You don't want to be there. You're a waste of
Every
time.
time you do invite him, it's a problem.
There's always an issue. Just fucking show up. What's the problem, man? Who are you?
I forget the last thing I invited him to, and he was like, well, is it okay if I tell you tomorrow or closer to the event?
Election night party, and I said, I have Mari go to some parties. Can I come to that one and another one? He said, no, I'm just coming to, if you want to come, just come to this one. I said, okay, well, I already obligated myself to another one. Thank you very much.
I'm already confused. Every time, it's something with you. It's never like yes or no.
And who is looking for him? No one.
And he gives you that look. No. Like, I got a problem.
You know what? I get along very well with people.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
People?
How many friends do you have?
I have lots of friends.
Yeah,
let's compare our MySpace page, man. Oh. Come on.
Well, you got me there.
I do, Howard. I have lots of friends.
MySpace,
lots of
you got
close
me.
friends.
You definitely have more people on your MySpace page.
But it's not just me. You have
a MySpace page because you have no friends.
I don't have a MySpace page.
Yeah.
But why do you let everything bother you so much?
You bother me, and Gary's decision bothers me. It bothers me when people don't think.
I don't.
Gary built a theater where when he has more than 8 people, his wife goes, "You'll have to take the shitty seat."
And I think the decision was it's worth having.
All right,
a
good.
bar
All right, I'm glad what you think. It's worth having a bar in a theater. You're so fucking retarded. That's a retarded thought. It is. Even Artie's laughing at you. And Artie's had some retarded thoughts.
I'm laughing at the whole situation. But Benj, we've been working here for about the same amount of time. You know you didn't think Howard throwing a dinner at Danielle, you know that's not a casual dinner with friends. You know you got to be on time.
This isn't TGI Friday.
Yeah,
it's not like a barbecue either where, it's kind of open-ended. People kind of show up when they show up.
You know what? I'll tell you why you're out of your mind. And you really got to work on this because people aren't going to put up with it. If you'd come in and said, you know what? A terrible thing happened to me. I was on my way here and I got hit by a car or something terrible. But you walk in and go, I thought that if it's more than 4 people, you could wait to come. But why would you wait? Just come at time.
Why would I make a dinner? To everyone else.
Why would I make a dinner at 7:00 so you could come at 7:20 or 7:30?
It's the more than 4 people rule.
I apologize that it upset you. It was a nice dinner, and I apologize that it upset you.
And then you don't
I can
eat.
see maybe
and then you didn't eat anything, and then we have to wait for you. That was even more bizarre.
Even that, the food, the ordering, everything was a problem.
He finally orders something, and they won't order an appetizer. Everyone's having an appetizer. Right. Okay, fine. I order him an appetizer.
Then he asks everybody at the table, "Do you want my appetizer?" Nobody was getting an appetizer. He goes, "I got one coming. Would you like it?" It is like chaos.
And then he won't eat his main course.
Right.
No, we all finished the main course. He's just all sitting there, and then finally we're ready to order dessert, and he goes to. He says to the waiter. He says to the waiter, "This is the kicker. I'm not done eating yet." So now we're all sitting there waiting to order dessert for 10 fucking minutes, and he still doesn't eat his entree.
That's exactly why you should show up on time.
Listen,
start eating before us so you can finish on time.
I would be happy to.
You're so fucked, and you're so fat. You know you want to just fucking slosh everything down. What's that waiting to eat?
And I'm not going to get an appetizer.
I'm fat because
you don't eat much.
I'm not hungry.
I have a glandular issue.
Dude, you're fat. You eat.
Yeah, I overeat. But when I'm social,
but when you're with us, you don't overeat.
No.
Well, now that's the time to overeat.
But also, if I had let the waiter take the food, you'd be like, I just spent this much on the food, and now he's giving it back.
So eat it in the appropriate time.
Everybody take it in a doggy bag.
Everybody's plate was empty, but yours. Seriously, like they gave us plenty of time to eat.
And listen. The lateness has nothing to do with it. Because I started eating the same time you guys did.
Maniac, man. Your parents but totally raised you like in an environment where you got to do whatever you wanted.
I've met his parents. His parents are fine. Benji's fucked up.
Do you not know how to read a room?
I do, Howard. But
use your head. You're gonna, just like try to read the room.
That's the key. Yeah, treating this like a specific situation. You might be right in other situations. But you know what goes on here.
I took him to Nobu. That's another place I had to plead with him to eat.
And you got there about 20 minutes late.
I don't like to eat this. I don't like it. And then you're like, I go, well, what do you want to eat? Oh, that's all right. I want to eat. And then he ordered like a plate of mushrooms. Who fucking eats mushrooms?
Your premise is you're trying to make everyone so comfortable.
Goddamn mushrooms.
You're trying to make everyone so comfortable because you want to be the best host and you want people to be comfortable. But really what you're doing is saying, what, you don't eat raw fish? What's your problem?
Benji showed up at Lisa G's cookie party.
And I said, you know what, fine, I'll have the salmon. I like salmon.
Benji showed up at Lisa G's cookie party at 11 o'clock. The party started at 8. Yeah, it started at 8. What is he doing that he has to show up at 11 o'clock?
They said that Lisa was really upset, like, not like goofing around, but pissed. She was like cleaning up, and Benji showed up with a stranger. Funny. What was that all about?
Guess it was my date.
I don't know. She said it was a weird person. She said,
why would you show up at 11?
Oh, bullshit. She didn't say it was a weird person.
She did.
No, she didn't. That's absolutely bullshit.
Lisa, did Benji show up with a weird person?
Might have been weird to Lisa, which is someone who wears sneakers.
And take shits at work.
Whatever, though. He's just fucking weird. It shows up at
At 11:30.
11:30.
I was sweeping.
You know what? Because he wants to be talked about. He's a weirdo.
Well,
And
it's not a nice thing to do.
Lisa's a nice girl. She invites you to a party. Don't show up if you're going to show up at 11:30.
Wait, did you say anything about my date to Gary?
I don't remember saying weird, no. I mean, he was with like a cute, thin, blonde girl, you know. He wanted to know about the color.
She must have been a kidnap victim.
Yeah, did she give you that sign that you needed help?
Yeah, did she start blinking? SOS? How do you blink SOS, Lisa?
If you say one word, I will stab you.
Hey, I got a wheel spin for you. Lisa pulls me aside in the hallway yesterday. This is off the air. And she says, I'm really worried about Artie's penis.
Why?
She's like, again, she brought this up before. She said she's
He's deflecting.
Yeah,
all right, but let's hear this. I mean,
That's creepy.
I looked at the picture again, and there's no like penis bulge, and I think that the heroin's shrinking his penis.
Did you really say this?
And
Yeah, I
did. I was like,
Let me see
Lisa,
that
I don't know that
picture.
heroin does that. Maybe it does.
Lisa's focused on your crotch.
Yeah.
Lisa,
I
really,
tried to
that
explain
is
her
the
how penis
creepiest
is
thing
It
I've
is
ever
not
heard.
creepy. It's the
Gross
truth.
sometimes.
What are you doing looking at Artie's
Your hands,
crotch?
you're all bloated. Your hands are bloated, and you have no
No.
penis.
Lisa, what are you talking
He's
about?
wearing sweatpants. How would you see his
Right.
penis? Look, I'm looking at it.
Well, if he had one, maybe you would see
Oh, you
something.
can see outline of balls and dick. A
No,
little
you
bit.
don't.
First of all,
Let me take a look, because I really didn't look at that.
But that's the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
What do you think? His cock's inverted?
I think it's shrunk.
No.
From what? How would you know?
Well, she thinks the heroin might have done something to it.
You're that worried
Benji
about...
did really well
That's how
deflecting.
any man would look in sweatpants.
No,
You think so?
Yeah.
They're bunched up.
I think you're off base on that.
No, Lisa,
And how do you know they didn't airbrush? Maybe he bulged so much they airbrushed.
Lisa's trying to be outrageous now. With the
No,
Lisa.
I'm not.
The
Yes, you are.
Lampanelli
Yeah.
connection.
No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Yes, you. I mean, you're being weird now. That's actually
Why
weird.
don't you show your penis to Lisa? Take her in a
I actually
She
might,
wants it.
I actually might go to Human Resources now.
Yeah, I think you're being sexually harassed. I have to agree with that. At first, I thought it was a joke.
Lisa, that's gross.
You're staring at pictures of his penis.
you're
I'm not
being-
staring at it. It's just kind of when
What
he
picture
doesn't
have
have
you
one.
seen of a guy where you can see his cock?
It's not that you can see it, but I mean, if you have something to show, usually there's some
but
kind
he's
of
wearing pants.
right, and there's nothing there.
You know, in a way, you're right. That I'm looking at like you can see the outline of my dick right here.
You see a little something. Oh, Howard, don't show up. I'll be so embarrassed.
I mean, she wants to see it.
You're looking down at yourself?
Yeah, I can see it. But
There's
anyway,
always a little something.
Let me, Artie, stand up now. See if we can see any little bulge.
No, he's wearing sweatpants again.
Well, then this is a perfect test.
See, turn around.
Now you can see it.
I see his dick.
You can see the head of his cock.
Big and thick.
And it's going to go in your mouth.
Why don't you try a bowl of Diet Cottage cheese first?
All right.
In your mouth?
In your mouth.
I got to. It's 7:22.
Lisa, you're being weird, man.
It's
No,
7:22, and I haven't taken a break. Do you? You have
Benji
news?
makes us late.
From what I remember.
Anything
Well,
real
I
quick?
spoke to Gary Dell'Abate yesterday.
Right.
About them having sex twice a month. And she said, well, that's
what a
not
weirdo.
so. Ask him. And then she told me they've been in a fight since before the new year.
About
So
what?
I asked Gary, and Gary won't tell me.
Oh, so they're
What's
not having
going on,
sex when
Gary?
they're fighting?
It's probably
Non-stop?
that big theater decision.
Yeah, what happened was I put the bar in. She was very against it.
Why are you fighting with your wife? She's so
You know, I
lovely.
thought we had an argument one day. Some words were exchanged, and I thought
It was over.
I thought it was over.
What are you fighting about?
You know, I don't even remember what. That's not the part. I think it was that particular words were exchanged.
In other words, you got into an argument and you said some harsh things, like you called her names.
Exactly.
You didn't.
She called me names. I called her names.
Really?
She hasn't gotten over your names.
So You know why you're laughing? Because it's so childish, isn't it? Like you get into that and you just feel like an asshole afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I called her a really bad name.
The C word.
I mouthed it. I didn't,
You're right
I
as
didn't
a
say it.
You're right as a husband.
She said to me, "Fuck you, asshole." And I said, "Fuck you," the C word, but I didn't say it. I mouthed it, which in my mind made it better, but it really wasn't. That's a bad thing to say.
Well, she fired the asshole shot first.
Yeah, see, guys should have a word
Somewhere in between cunt and bitch. Yeah.
And I only went.
They do twat.
What I did is I took the hammer out and I broke the glass and went right for it.
Do you remember what the fight was about?
No, that's the whole thing. Like, whatever it was something stupid.
The words were worse.
We were going skiing for the week, and it was about packing stuff. It was like, I can't even remember. It was that dumb a fight.
That's another bad decision Gary made. He goes out and he rents the ski house for like a month.
That's a lot of pressure.
And like now he's got to go to the ski house like every fucking weekend, and he's sick of going, but he can't even tell Mary he's sick of going, and he's got to schlep.
I was sick of going.
You even said to me privately, like, Jesus, because I could use a weekend off from it, but I paid for it, so I got to go.
No, what I said was actually the exact conversation I had, Howard, is I don't really pay a lot for it. I'm glad I don't own a house up there, because then I would feel pressured to go every week. I rent this house, and I don't pay a lot for it, so I don't feel that pressure.
Mm-hmm. Nah, it's not exactly what you said, but okay.
That's exactly what I said.
Skiing's a lot of work.
Beth said you and Beth never fight. She said that again on TV.
What's the fight about? I mean, sometimes we'll have like little, we get out, we'll just go, but there's no fighting. I don't want to fight.
Wow.
Who am I going to fight with?
Benji.
Yeah.
And so you don't live with him.
That's right. Oh, Benji, I couldn't live with. I saw that picture of Gary skiing on his Christmas card.
Oh, yeah?
He's like wearing a ski helmet. It looks like one of those helmets those kids wear.
Like the people who bang their heads.
Bang their head into the wall.
Crack their skulls open.
Everybody wears a helmet now.
I know, it's just funny.
Every kid has to wear one of those goofy
They wear
helmets.
helmets skiing?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Even driving a bike.
Since Sonny Bono, I think, skied into a tree, you got to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right,
and Kennedy, didn't the Kennedy kid go out for a pass and hit a tree?
Yeah, because they were bored with skiing, the Kennedys. They need to play football on skis.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'll ever take a pass. Oh!
I'm doing a down and out.
Ouch.
A down and out. I mean, you're bored when you got to invent football on skis. It's not hard enough to ski.
And you're flying even when you can't fly.
We Kennedys love danger.
You're getting it.
Let's see. I'm drunk. It's dark. I don't know where the roads are. I think there's a bridge here with no sides on it.
We're into extreme sports.
We're into secretary drowning.
What an adrenaline rush.
Wow, I really went for it.
She didn't.
What was that phrase Artie used? Down and out? She went down and she was out.
She was no Kennedy.
What can I tell you? All right, Lisa. Good advice.
Did I give advice?
Any more
Artie,
news?
Can you eat that cottage cheese?
I'll never see that. Oh, yeah, Dracula lady, underdog lady is upset. I'll tell you why I said that.
I know, she does Vlad the Impaler.
Well, she said she created a ballet about Dracula, and now she's upset with the Miami City Ballet, I believe, who is doing a Dracula ballet.
When's her next show going to be on?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Tim. I haven't heard. And Wendy the retard lost her wallet with her ID and a lottery ticket inside.
Oh, no. Yeah, she left me a rambling message the other day. I'll play. Yeah, let me take a break, though. It's an hour and a half. All right, Lisa, thanks. Lisa G, everyone. Thanks to Lisa
Wendy's
G.
worried about her lottery ticket. Like, she could pick the winning lottery ticket.
Yeah, I know. What is Wendy doing with a wallet?
My car is like Gary's home theater. Mary Jo got the, Mary Kopechnik got the bad chair. I had the good chair.
Unlike Gary, he doesn't give up the good chair for guests.
I keep the good chair. I would tell my wife, I'm keeping the good chair. If I ever come to your home theater, I want the good chair. I'm just putting in my dibs now, and I don't care who's there.
Hold your breath.
And your wife's right. I get the good chair.
Of course you do. You're Howard Stern.
And Gary gets the bad chair. Just like Mary Kopechnik got. I don't want to get stuck with the bad chair, Gary.
I guess the rest of us will have to run.
Let's see. Robin, how would it work? Let's say me, you, Gary, Mary, Artie, Fred, Benji, JD, Sal, and Richard.
It's already too many people.
No, that's 12, I believe. I think I'm right, but I might have lost count.
Well, definitely J.D., Sal, and Richard have to take stool.
No. First of all,
don't you think Gary should have to take the stool?
Robin watches everything from the man cave because that's clearly the place to be. The theater's stupid.
I said you do Super Bowl in the man cave.
Right.
No, but aside from Robin's comment, does Robin get a good chair?
Listen, my guests will always get a good chair.
But then you got to choose a couple of guests to sit in the bad chair.
Yeah, who's sitting on a stool?
Yeah.
Well, right now I only have 3 stools, so that's Mary and I, and I'd say
you're going to put your wife in a bad chair?
That's her idea. I'm telling you, she's the one. She tells me we're having this party. We were watching Slumdog Millionaire, right?
Right.
Some of the neighbors over. She tells me,
"Hey, can you give me a copy of that for my parents?"
Yeah.
My mom and dad want to see it.
I think I have a copy of it,
and they're old; they can't get to the theater.
So she tells me in advance we invited 3 couples, so that's 8 people. And then at the last minute, we invited another couple. So I'm like, getting ready to go down. Mary says, we'll sit in the stools. And I was like, why? And she's like, because we're the hosts.
Right. She's right.
Oh, so Mary and Gary are taking 2 of the stools. Who gets the third stool?
Yeah, Sal.
All right. Because I need to keep an eye on him.
First of all, Howard's leaving early, so I'm taking his chair.
But you see, I would feel so guilty. I'd say to Mary, "I'll sit in the stool. You can have the good chair." And there's the rub.
But I don't have the choice.
Your guests are taking stools.
I'm going to give up my chair for Mary.
I see.
Uh-oh. Baba Booey's going to sneeze.
It went away.
It's made the strangest face.
I
thought he was having a spell.
I got a tickle running around in there.
I thought you were having a seizure.
Yeah, I know.
Really? Do we need to call someone?
Yeah.
See, 7:30, so it's an hour 20 on Gary, 10 on Benji. Time to break.
Don't worry, I'll come back and do some more on you. I'm obsessed with your home theater. I can't tell you how freaked out I am.
By the way, I just want to say I'm going to plug something. It's going to be featured in Sound and Vision magazine. They're doing
your
a big
home theater.
piece
I'm going to be getting a copy of that.
You will be.
Does it show the stools and
it had the photographs I've been taking, but it'll show everything.
Okay.
Hey, Gary, what is that gadget Gary thing you do? That's how you got to be on the news doing like suggesting gadgets.
Yeah, I'm going on CW11 a week from this Friday, and I'm going to be the gadget guy. I'm going to be showing cool new gadgets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're into all that.
Yeah.
He's a dumb monkey on the Howard Stern show. He got a theater for the Super Bowl and fucks it all up by putting in stupid stools. He got the wrong chair, he don't care cause he's a fucking fool.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness. They rushed right in.
They rushed that right in.
Good for Sal. He's 1 for January.
That's Sal's career.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.